Sports Network proudly welcomes you to the Gene Policini Center on the campus of the Rochester Institute of Technology, where tonight, for the first time in nearly a month, the Tigers are back on home ice looking to snap a 4-game slide. Canisius made the short trek from Buffalo to Rochester for the first game of this weekend's home-and-home series between these two regional rivals. Good evening, happy holidays, and welcome to RIT Hockey Pregame Live here on the RIT Sports Network. Well, it's been a while since we last saw the Tigers here at home. In fact, back on November 8th, RIT had just completed a sweep of Mercyhurst while securing their 7th straight win. Since then, a much different story. Matt Thomas's group hit the road traveling over 8,600 miles while also dropping 4 of their last 6 games. Last Friday, the Tigers taking on Miami of Ohio in Northern Ireland for the Friendship 4. First period, the Red Hawks jumped on the Tigers early. Jakub Kerbacek, the initial stop, but Ethan Hay finds Bradley Walker, who goes top shelf in just 2:38 into the game. Tigers were down by 1 following a slashing penalty on RIT. Miami on the power play with under 6 minutes to go in the opening period, and Ilya Morozov, the one-timer there. Tigers were in a 2-0 hole after 1. Late third period, RIT looking to get on the board with the extra attacker. Christian Catalano puts it off the post. He can't believe it. Miami would gain control. They'd clear the zone, and watch this. They would find the empty net at the other end. They'd also add another empty netter, and they went on to beat the Tigers last week, Friday, 4-0. So the Tigers get shut out for the second time this season, as the Red Hawks were victorious in the first ever meeting between the two schools. Tigers killed off 4 of their 5 penalties, but were unable to capitalize on the man advantage last Friday, going 0-for-3. So the Tigers would face Sacred Heart in the consolation game last Saturday, second period. No score off the faceoff. Michael Rubin comes up with the puck, skates to the net, and slips it by Trent Burnham for the goal. That would put the Pioneers up 1-0 after 2. Third period, Tigers still looking for their first goal in Ireland. They're looking for the equalizer here as Ben Roger, the blast from the blue line. Tigers with traffic in front, but no rebound chances. Tegan Kendrick would hold on for the Pioneers. Just over a minute to go. Tigers with the extra attacker again, but they turn it over. And Felix Trudeau is going to seal it for Sacred Heart with his 13th of the season. They'd add another empty netter as well and go on to beat RIT 3-0. So the Tigers go all the way to Northern Ireland and make history, but not in the way they were hoping to. RIT gets shut out as we take a look in back-to-back games for the first time in the Division I era, as RIT extended its losing streak to a season high 4 games. Well, it's been a week of rest, recovery, and recharging for the Tigers as they look to regroup from their transatlantic trip and return to conference play here tonight. With more on the state of the Tigers and tonight's matchup with the Golden Griffs, our John DeTulio is with RIT head coach Matt Thomas. John?
All right, Kevin, thanks so much. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. Good to be back.
All right, you didn't get the results you wanted. If you're just looking at the scores, you would think, what happened? When you look back at the tape, you're never as bad as it looks. What did you see from your team in those 2 games?
Well, it's never as bad as it looks. Certainly you have games where it is that bad, but that wasn't the case. We kind of had a slow start to that first game against Miami, but the second half of the game, we really started to generate. We generated a lot of chances, and, you credit their goalie. We were a little bit off net, like our chances. I think guys are trying to get a little too cute at times around the net. We got to get a little bit, greasy, grimy around there. But we just basically ran out of clock time. We were really pushing, and then obviously had to pull the goalie early to get the 2. And they were able to score. Like, the goalie was out for 6 seconds. The guy threw one sky high and went in. But, we rebounded the next night, and I thought we carried play. We made one mistake that gave them a goal, but we should have had 4 or 5. And we just missed. We had a breakaway. We had a couple 2-on-1s. We had a 2-on-0 kind of from the hash marks in. So we just missed on some of these opportunities, but we're getting chances. So for me, I'm hopeful that way.
We just talked about maybe the boys are gripping the sticks. Talk about, what are you seeing from your team?
Yeah, I think 2 things. How we're approaching the net front. we're kind of what I call like we're flat, like we're on the same plane. We need more layers there. It creates a little more traffic for the goalies. It kind of creates decision making for guys that are defending. For us, I don't think we were great there. And our D we gotta hammer some pucks. We're kind of trying to be a little too cute from up top. I want us to get some pucks in there with a little bit more pace. It will be harder for the goalie to, if he can't see it, to control that rebound, and then rebounds generate second opportunities. But we didn't get enough second and third opportunities, and that's the focus.
And now you're back at home for the first time in, I think, 27 days. How do you stop this 4-game losing streak tonight?
Well, I think coming home is a great opportunity for us. Obviously, we've got the travel from coming back from Ireland and that week in Ireland. So that's not concerning, but it could be a factor here early. So we've really got to do a good job managing the puck early, find our way. But all we got to do is get to our game. We know our game. We talked long and hard this week about what gives us success, what we know allows us to play the way we want to play, and we got to go do those things a little bit more consistently than we did in the last 4 games.
Good to be back here. How was the Irish cuisine? And good to be back here in Rochester.
Yeah, well, no garbage plates over there, but a few plates that could be considered garbage plates. The Irish can certainly do beer and pubs. I don't know if they're known for the great cuisine, but it was a incredible experience. The Irish people are fantastic. We got to do a lot of cool things, some Gaelic games, hurling, Gaelic football. Got to go interact with kids in the local schools, and did the Game of Thrones studio tour, which was a pretty unique way just to see the way that whole show was filmed.
You know why you're getting 3 points tonight? It's our sweaters, partner.
Well, I hope that you guys are going to give us that, because that's bold what you guys are wearing.
That's head coach Matt Chavez here at RIT. Kevin, back to you.
I knew we would love them. Thanks so much, Johnny. Meanwhile, tonight marks the first meeting of the season between RIT and Canisius. The Griffs come to town having gone unbeaten in 3 of their last 4. How about last Saturday? Canisius wrapping up its series with Air Force at Harbor Center in Buffalo. Under 2 minutes to play. Falcons with the extra attacker, and Chris Hedden scores to tie the game at 3 and force overtime. After a scoreless overtime session, they'd go to a shootout. And in the shootout, how about Grant Porter? He would score to give the Griffs the lead, and then Chase Clark would close it out. Coming up with the save here to seal the shootout victory for Canisius as they earned 2 of the 3 points last Saturday over the Air Force Academy. So Canisius has now won consecutive shootouts for the first time since the format was adopted by the NCAA in 2019. They're 2-0 in shootouts this season. They enter the night tied for 5th in Atlantic hockey, 10 points behind first place Holy Cross and 6 behind tonight's opponent, RIT. With more on the Griffs, our Gene Battaglia is with Canisius head coach Trevor Lars. Gino?
All right, good evening, Kevin and Coach. It's still early on in the season, December. How do you like your team? Where do you think you are at this point?
I mean, it's every year's a roller coaster. I mean, we started out, on somewhat of a rocket ship. If you looked at it, we played really well non-conference. We had some really big wins against some good teams, and now that we're getting into Atlantic hockey, we're excited to play more games. We got swept at Bentley, we got swept at Sacred Heart, 2 good teams there for sure. We're excited to play more games, and just so happens we get a great matchup this weekend.
Yeah, it's always fun. RIT, Canisius get together. I'm sure one thing you guys focus on the power play. How do you jumpstart that, Coach?
Yeah, we're working hard at it. We understand, and we've talked to the guys a lot about we have to score more goals. It's a good recipe to try to win more games if you're scoring more, and the power play is important. They don't have to always score, but they have to give us some momentum. So we've been working hard on the system at it. We're hoping to see some dividends from the effort, but it's tough. There's a lot of good penalty kills out there, a lot of good goalies.
Another stop on the way for Chase Clark, but he's back home now. What has he added to your program?
Chase has been great. He's well known in Atlantic hockey. We're happy to have Chase back in Buffalo. He's been great for us. Gives us a chance to win every game. And that's what's expected from a quality goalie in conference. So very happy that Chase is back in Buffalo.
You feel like you're catching RIT at a good time here, them being overseas last weekend?
Well, I mean, everybody's going through something, right? You never know what the opponent's going through. Obviously, travel for RIT and to go across the pond, so to speak, and back. We're hopeful that we're able to focus on ourselves, what we have going on, but You don't have to look too far into anything external. We're trying to keep the focus on us internally.
Admit it, you're jealous of these, aren't you?
I'll be honest. I love the sweater. I said it when I saw you. I absolutely love the sweater.
Trevor Large, now 9 seasons. Coach, good luck this weekend. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Kevin, back to you.
They are popular, Gino. Thank you so much. Well, still to come on this jam-packed edition of Pregame Live. The RIT women's hockey team welcomed Atlantic Hockey's newcomers to the Policini Center for the first time this afternoon. Highlights and reaction are on the way. But first, number 14 for RIT is Tyler Mahan. The senior forward from Calgary leads the Tigers in goals so far this season. The captain will join our Kim Coffey live next as our coverage of Tiger hockey continues. From the Gene Policini Center here at RIT, it's the Tigers and Golden Grips at 7:05. This is Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network. Here on Pregame Live, the last chance for Tiger fans to see their team on home ice this calendar year. Hard to believe that after tonight, only 7 regular season home games remain too. They got some nice Tiger PJs, maybe to go along with these holiday sweaters. I might have to get some of those. On the men's side of Atlantic hockey tonight, only 3 other games on the schedule. Sacred Heart hosts Army. Bentley, who's unbeaten in their first 8 conference games, looks to extend that streak at home against Niagara, while Robert Morris takes on Air Force out in Colorado Springs just after 9 Eastern. Well, he's the Tigers' top goal scorer this season with 6, but he's been held without a point in each of the Tigers' last 4 games, and RIT has lost all 4. Tyler Mahan, who's looking to help get the Tigers back on track here tonight against Canisius, is with our Kim Coffey. Kim?
Tyler, you guys are coming off a big road trip in Ireland. How has it just been getting back home, getting adjusted to your normal schedule?
Yeah, obviously it took a couple of days, but we've had a few practices now and kind of got to get used to the time change, so it's going well. Yeah, we're ready for today.
Coming off back-to-back shutout losses, what's going to be the key here tonight to getting that offensive momentum back?
Yeah, we just got to get to the net. Like, we need more pucks, we need more shots. Yeah, that's kind of the mindset we got to go with today.
You guys are just getting ready here to wrap up the first half of the season this weekend. What are some of the goals for this team this weekend?
Obviously, we want to end off strong here and go into the break with a winning mindset, and then over the break, work hard, come back, and ready to play against, I think it's Clarkson. So,
what are you expecting to see from Canisius?
A lot of hard work. They play kind of similar in a way, so they're going to try and get us tired a little bit in the ozone. We just got to shut them down.
I mean, this is kind of a surprise, but can you give me any sort of Irish accent? Did you pick up anything over there over the weekend?
I didn't pick up anything. No. Yeah.
I don't blame you. I know I put you on the spot there, but Tyler, good luck tonight.
Thank you. Yeah.
Kevin?
All right, Kim, thank you so much. Meanwhile, in the net for RIT tonight will be number 1, Jakub Krbacek. The sophomore will make his 14th start of the season. Krbacek is coming off a loss to Miami of Ohio last Friday, where he made 27 saves. The native of the Czech Republic is 9-4 on the year with a 1.70 goals against. For Canisius head coach Trevor Large was talking about it with Gino. He's going with number 41, Chase Clark, after stints at both Sacred Heart and AIC. The Williamsville, New York native is playing his senior season at home with the Griffs. Tonight will mark his 16th start of the year. Clark 7-6-2 on the season with a 2.80 goals against, and is a draft pick of the Washington Capitals. Meanwhile, the RIT women's hockey team has had a lot of home cooking lately, as head coach Celeste Brown's team is in the midst of a 6-game homestand. This afternoon, the Tigers hosting Delaware for the very first time, a new conference opponent in Atlantic Hockey America. Second period, Tigers already down 1, and this doesn't help. The turnover in their own zone, and Tiana McIntyre makes them pay as she beats Sophia Belina unassisted. Tigers in trouble, down 2-0, but they would respond as the captain gets them going. Emma Pickering with her 6th goal on the year. It was 2-1. Now hang on a second, immediately off the face-off, how about Zoe Ziotis? Coming up with the puck, steals it, and scores it. 2 goals, 7 seconds apart to even the game at 2. Tigers weren't done, though. After a Delaware penalty, one of the top power play units in the country goes to work, and guess who? It's Pickering again. 3 goals for RIT in a span of 1 minute and 3 seconds. They led 3-2 after 2. Third period, RIT would finish the Blue Hens off. Watch this, the beautiful feed coming up here to Brack Kelly, who's going to finish with her 2nd of the day. right there. Tigers win it 5-2.
I mean, obviously, it instills a lot of confidence in us, just because we know, mistakes are going to happen, but it's on each other just to bring us up together and to get the job done in the end. And so I think tomorrow, obviously, we're going to have confidence, but we're going to make sure that we just stick to kind of our keys and how we play hockey, and we'll just, deal with it when it comes.
I think it's huge for us to be able to come out down like that and to pluck in 3 goals, 2 in a row pretty much. It's huge for us. It really brings us along in the third, and it continues throughout the whole game, and it's something that we really need. And
it's kind of a big deal for both you and Emma today, goals 6 and 7 on the season.
Yeah, that is huge. Really thankful. I mean, the assists were just as good today as the goals. Just the placement, just the work ethic that we've brought today. But it's definitely huge for me, especially. I definitely look at those stats a lot, but I think it's just huge for the both of us and for this team as well.
Yeah, Big Kelly and Pickering tied their career highs in a game as both scored twice for the Tigers with their 6th and 7th goals. Kind of important of the year as RIT outshot the Blue Hens 46-13. RIT looks for just its 2nd sweep of the season tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock right here on Flow Hockey, or get your seats now at rittickets.com. Well, still to come on Pregame Live, we'll flash back to one of the best games ever played here in this building. Plus, RIT Associate Head Coach David Salako will join us to break down tonight's matchup. It's all straight ahead on your home for Tiger Hockey. You're watching Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network.
A bounce, and it's probably going to be an ugly goal, isn't it? It's going to be one of those ones that bobbles around in the blue paint. Here's Ruben with the net drive, follows up and scores. There you go, big Michael Ruben. 1-0 Sacred Heart. Elfring, Brimmer saucers across, Crossley, Stewart, Roger with a shot. It's in front, and Mahan couldn't find the rebound. It's flopped down and covered by Kendrick. 35 seconds remaining. Playing for Pride now, trying to break this goose egg on the scoreboard. The Tigers. Stewart for Roger. Roger was blocked by Joggin works it on for Pavic. They had 2 empty netters against them yesterday, and Pavic will make sure there's 2 empty netters against them today. And Pavic with his 2nd of the season, 3-0 Pioneers.
Yeah, RIT and Sacred Heart, the first 2 Atlantic hockey teams to ever participate in the Friendship 4, of course, last Saturday's contest. Technically a non-conference game as we look at how things stack up in the AHA through the first 2 months of the season. Holy Cross on top by 1 over Bentley, who has yet to lose in conference play. RIT sitting 3rd with a 4-point lead over Air Force. Top 6 earn a first-round bye for the AHA tournament coming up in March. Well, March may seem like a long way off, but these conference games mean something, whether they're played in October, December, or even in February. As we welcome in John and Gina. Guys, this weekend series with Canisius is the last set of games RIT will play until December 29th. It's a great chance to not only get back on track, but solidify their standing in Atlantic hockey heading into the break.
No doubt about it, Kevin, as we're happy to be welcomed ringside. David Salako joining us, and Coach, a unique week, certainly coming back from Ireland. How was practice this week for you?
Practice was good. We gave the guys a couple days off, so we practiced Tuesday and Thursday, and hopefully we're ready to go.
Dave, 3 goals in your last 4 games. You're getting opportunities. Is it just maybe gripping the sticks a little too tight, lack of execution? How would you explain just 3 goals in your last 4 games?
I think it's just a little of everything. I think it's some luck involved, or lack thereof luck. We're a team that has to score by committee, and we need everybody on board getting to the net and keeping it simple. So I think our shot volume needs to go up. I also think we need to do a better job of getting to the net and activating our D and O zone play.
Mixing up the lines a little bit. Brimmer tonight paired with Jeffrey and Jacques. Your thoughts on that line that could bring in some physicality?
Well, they were very good for us in homecoming weekend against Clarkson, so we're hopeful that they can rekindle some chemistry and perform the same way they did that night. I thought they were our best line that night. We've done some tinkering. When you're not scoring, you try to reshuffle the cards to give yourself maybe a better chance of scoring. So we're hopeful. We worked on some things this week. We're hopeful that we can get off to a good start and get a goal early and go from there.
Dave, go get him. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Dave Insalacco, Associate Head Coach here at RIT.
I can't wait for this game. We've been around this rivalry, this series a long time. It will be chippy. It will be physical for sure.
As we take a look at our players to watch tonight, and remember, there was a brotherly connection here. Now, Tanner Andrew, he's playing in West Virginia now, John.
Correct. Good for him. Playing.
Yeah, playing in the Penguins organization. Hunter Andrew coming back for one more year.
2 goals, 5 assists. Of course, we saw his brother Tanner here for many, many years. But Hunter Andrew, the senior, off to a great start here for the Griffs.
Yeah, as we take a look at the Tiger player to watch, we just brought him up as Brimmer brings that physicality. I can't wait to see him paired up tonight with Jacques and also with Jeffrey.
He's got a big frame. I love him on the power play. They're kind of playing him in front of the net. 4 goals, 5 assists. You're right. I'm anxious to see that line tonight. But Austin Brimmer, the transfer, has settled in here nicely with the Tigers so far.
As Kevin, we send this back to you. And look, if we're going to wear these tonight, that means it's got to be a 3-point night here, buddy.
Yeah, I think we're the only ones that got the memo. Usually this game, the last home game in December, you wear the ugly sweater. I think we're the only ones wearing them in the whole building. Getting a lot of looks here tonight, but they love them, and that's all that matters. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in just a bit. Still to come on Pregame Live, we'll flash back to one of the most memorable meetings between these two programs. That is next. You're watching Pregame Live on the RIT Sports Network.
Now out it'll come as Hoover advancing. Canisius. Steve walking in, down low, shot, goal. It's now 4-1. Gonzalez leaving it for Brubaker. Brubaker's going to pinch, take a chance, shot, save, rebound. Brubaker, deflected in front. That's Gonzalez.
It should be fun, final 8 minutes.
Here's going to be the shot. Oh, from the corner. Tigers are now down by 1.
Oh, Gito.
Corner crew is going to start the I Believe chant. They are woofing right now. As Hammaker, big pen save, save the tie game! Tie game! Elijah Gonzalez off the rebound. We've got 38 seconds remaining in the 4-on-4 as Brady in his own end. Home run pass! Going in, Walker! Scores! Scores! The Tigers have taken the lead! What a pass!
Are you kidding me? What is going on? What we have seen unfold here in the last 15 minutes? Just incredible.
Oh, it was incredible indeed on that evening back in 2020. Aside from the AHA championship game here 2 seasons ago, that game right there is the greatest game ever played in this building, in my opinion, with the 2010 Frozen Four team in the house. What a great game. What a great night. Tonight will mark the 62nd meeting between RIT and Canisius. Closely contested series over the years. As you can see, Tigers with just a 1-game lead in the overall series after playing at home in 7 of their first 9 games to start the year. Tonight's contest is the only one on home ice during RIT's final 9 games of the calendar year 2025. Tigers and Griffs will wrap up this 2-game series at Harbor Center tomorrow night. Then they're off to Clarkson on the 29th. So we're not back with you until the new year, Saturday, January 3rd, when the 9th-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions come to town. That game already sold out last month. Your only way to see it, by watching us. Our coverage begins 6:30 that night with Pregame Live, followed by Face-Off 7:05 right here on Flow Hockey and Sportsnet Pittsburgh. Well, that'll do it for Pregame Live. John and Gene will have the call for you next, and I'll be back here for the intermission report. Until then, enjoy the game. RIT Canisius is next here on the RIT Sports Network.